We begin tonight with a story that may add to the outrage over the Senate these days. CBC News did a review of Senate travel reported during the height of the expense scandal last fall, and it found little restraint. Instead, there was a lot of executive-class air travel, often with spouses' flights, also covered by you, the taxpayer. Susan Bonner has more, and a note: her story covers only conservative expenses because the former Liberal Senate caucus has yet to make their detailed claims public.
At the height of the Senate spending scandal, with Canadians enraged by questionable, perhaps illegal spending, you'd think senators would have been extra cautious about spending taxpayers' dollars. But take a look at the travel expenses of the top spenders. Between mid-October and mid-November, Conservative Alberta Senator Scott Tanis billed more than $24,000 on executive-class trips between Calgary and Ottawa.
This is embarrassing.
In one case, paying $12,000 for one return trip with his wife. This from a rare senator who was actually elected on a campaign of reform. Tanis says he made a rookie booking mistake.
This was a mistake that was made very early on. We've corrected it and determined that it won't happen again.
The Senate rules use a point system to cap the number of flights a senator can take per year, but there's no limit on ticket costs. Executive class travel is permitted, but the Senate travel policy warns senators to use sound judgment. Manitoba Senator Donald Plett billed $12,280 traveling between Winnipeg and Ottawa over that month.
I will not comment on whether or not there will have been some mistakes made, but I will not have intentionally done anything wrong.
Then there's Don Meredith from Ontario, who travels between Toronto and Ottawa. He billed over $10,000. He didn't take the free first-class train tickets offered to senators by Via. Instead, he chose executive-class flights that cost as much as $1,400 return.
I don't think anything's out of whack there, but thank you so much for your time.
Well, it's shocking.
This public policy professor believes some senators have lost touch with what the public deems reasonable.
It's a question of judgment, and what you've shown is that some senators who are not on long-haul flights are flying first class all the time. They're bringing their spouses for trips unnecessarily. That's really a waste of money.
Each of the top spenders did expense their spouse's travel. The rules provide for family reunion travel to help with the health and well-being of senators who need to be away for lengthy periods. Peter, clearly the travel rules are open to interpretation with, it seems, few challenges. It's worth pointing out that the Conservative expenses were made public voluntarily. As for the Liberals, well, Liberals kicked their senators out of caucus and haven't yet delivered on the promise to make past expenses public.
Susan, where does all this fit in with the Auditor General's review of the Senate?
The Auditor General will review every expense of every senator. Both Liberal and Conservative sources have told me they're braced for more bad news. They expect Canadians will be angry and the rules will have to change. Peter.
Susan Bonner in Ottawa tonight. Now, Susan's not done with this story. She's working on another angle that will come tomorrow. Meantime, you can read her full report on our website.